Hey there, hope you're doing great. So this is a long time before even if I even make another video, I don't know. But I'm going to be working on a project where I'll be writing a book, putting together a book on the real Peter of the Bible, the biblical narrative Peter, and try to help with this book. What I'm trying to accomplish is help people understand the real Peter of the Bible and the Peter that's in Rome, the completely different Peter. It's and it's going to be a pretty compelling book. It's going to be sealed pretty good. There's not going to be a whole lot of room to conclude that the cemetery that's built in Rome was actually Peter's body. That's such a farce that people actually believe that. I mean, think about it. Built in the fourth century. How would you know? But if a person, studies the Bible using good hermeneutics, using good wisdom, using good solid wisdom, using drawing software to get a timeline, eventually you realize there's just no way that's the Peter of the Bible. But anyway, so I'm going over a lot of in the book, a lot of prophecies when they actually happen. I'm going to go over, you know, the mindset of Peter, what had to enter his mind. Would he just abandon the role that was given to him by Jesus? Uh, that in order to conclude the Roman Catholic version of Peter, Peter had to abandon his roles plural, that was given to Peter by Jesus. Um, anyway, so it's just so grossly disappointing what's going on online, with apologists, Catholic apologists, senior Catholic apologists, um, some Protestant apologists. It just it seems like the large majority don't know how to read the Bible to obtain the author's intent. So somebody like me who does, who am I? Who are you? You know, um, and I understand I don't have the best voice. My vocals, part of the problem, I'm hard of hearing. That doesn't help, but I get it. So anyway, so it's going to be involving all this stuff here in the book. I say I'm going to go over the chronology in the book. Things happen. You know, when the Gentiles come in. Prior to that, Jewish people. Part of the frustration with Catholicism, they completely demolish all that and create their own narrative. They just usher in Gentiles and the word Catholic and say Matthew 16:18 is started a Catholic Church, Universal Church. But anybody who has a basic understanding of chronology and timeline, well, see, that's just not true. Gentiles not come in until um, good 4 years, at least 4 years later, Master 16. So after Master 16. So and try to get them to understand that. It's just good luck. It's who am I again? Who are you? I'm just a nobody. But um, but yeah, I think by it's going to be at least 2 year project. I mean, putting together a book, and I'm going to have English scholars look at it, proofread it, go through it real carefully, go through the grammar. I believe same thing with the Bible. The grammar is very important. And it's interesting conversation with some believers. They say, "Oh no, grammar is different." But where did you get that from? You know. Um, so anyway, yeah. So I won't be making another video for a long time, and so I guess this is my goodbye. For those of you that watch my video, thank you. Um, not too many of you. So it's kind of pointless make videos. And I understand that it takes a lot of depth, a lot of wisdom to get to that level of understanding that I reach at. And not saying that I know everything, not by any stretch of imagination, but very few reach that point that that I present in my video. That I try to keep it very basic. I don't try not to overwhelm anybody. Um, but yeah, it just doesn't seem to. So yeah, I figure by making a book, it should um, it should anybody who reads it with an open mind gonna realize, oh my gosh, there's no way Peter was in Rome. Um, understand the mindset that was going on at the time. That's one of the major issues with hermeneutics. That people don't even try attempt to understand what was going through their mind in the first century. There's enough information in the Bible where it allows you to do that. Um, you know. So anyway, so I'm looking forward to this project. So here to 2025. It'll probably be won't be until at least 2028. It'll be published. So it'll probably be the title might be something along the line Peter of the Bible, the real Peter of the Bible, the biblical narrative of the real Peter of the Bible. If people can just understand the biblical narrative, just pursue that, eventually, that alone, if they keep pursuing that, eventually they realize the Peter of Rome is just, no, it's just not, it's just not possible. So anyway, yeah, so as you can imagine, there's gonna be a lot of information in the book. But I'll try to make it as easy and straightforward as possible, while at the same time I have to get my points across. So it's gonna be a lot of information in the book. I have no idea how thick it's gonna be, um, but it's going to be a lot of information. Um, so I hope that when this done, that maybe these senior apologists who excel in um, what I want to say, who excel in what am I trying to say? They excel in the art of persuasion. That's what I'm trying to say. They excel in the art of persuasion. I want to hear what they have to say with their biasnesses, and I guarantee you, if a book can already go over those biasnesses, but I want to hear it all, just in case if I miss it, because I want this book to be completely waterproof. There's no leakage for any unbelief of who the real Peter of the Bible is. Um, and it goes to show the power of presuppositions. It's a serious problem in Christianity. I can't emphasize that enough. I wish I can talk to scholars who really I see and understand this issue and interview them and talk about it, and it's just not talked about enough. Hermeneutics is not talked about enough. Power presupposition not talked about enough. Having a horizontal timeline that you see on the screen. How many scholars have done this? I mean, it's such a, I hate to say it, but it's such a joke. You know, if you have scholars piecing together a timeline during their seminary, I guarantee you they're going to gain a lot more out of seminary than the way it is right now. And just focus on original languages because it forces you to really pay attention to original audience, whom the writer, the speaker was addressing to, how did they understand it, and then you're far more likely to obtain the author's intent. I can't emphasize that enough. And your typical apologist, they don't. There's just no emphasis on it. But anyway, I'm not going to keep rambling on here. But anyway, so this is going to be my last video for a long time, and so I'm just going to be focusing on working on this book. Like I said, it's going to take me a while. It might take me 5 years. I don't know. But I'm piecing together a lot of parts and pieces. The real Peter the Bible. So Matthew 10:23, for example, um, but whenever they persecute and want to see for the next, they say to you, you will not finish going through the city of Israel until the Son of Man comes. Um, this verse alone carries, I mean, just picture what's going through Peter's mind, the 11 other apostles. Of course, Judas committed suicide, and then I know why 16's in there. And then Matthias took over. Um, so this alone, very few people understand it. Just remove all presupposition and just read this carefully and ask yourself, what did this all entail? When did this uh, mission finish? And once you figure that out, this verse alone wipes away a lot of what people believe. And because of presupposition, they're not seeing the plain meaning of the text. It just gets suppressed, and they don't see what's actually going on here. But anyway, that's all I have to say. That's just one example. But there's a lot of parts and pieces to this, obviously. So anyway, wish you the best. And if you have any prayer requests, feel free to write down in the comments below. If you have anything you want to share about Peter, um, the original 12 and hermeneutics and the timeline, when you think this happened, that happened, I love to hear what you have. Because I'm going to be gathering everything I can, piece all this together, which is kind of a fun project. So, all right, thanks again, and hope you buy my book someday when it comes out. So, like I said, it'll be a while. So, all right, thank you, and farewell.